Hello, everyone. Grand Rising, and thanks for tuning Black in once again to Authentic Black Goddess TV, and also thanks to those of you tuned in on the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur TV show. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to both the channels. Make sure you click the notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right. So let's get ready to get into it. Okay. Listen to this. Diddy's claims of being inspired to hustle by waking up with 15 roaches on his face has people in stitches. Clearly had me in stitches on it. Okay? So, Diddy, fresh off his playful recreation of an infamous 2013 VMAs after party incident involving J. Cole, offered his 18 million Instagram followers some post-holiday inspiration on Tuesday. Now, the message came in two forms, starting with the video portion of the inspiration entry, which sees Diddy enjoying some mango against the backdrop of both an enviable pool and an equally beautiful ocean. He says you can do it. Whatever you want to be, you can be whoever you want. You could be eating mango. I'm just gonna show y'all the video of this food. Because did it look like he was drunk and high on this video? I mean, he looks a whole hot mess with his dad bod and all that stuff. And all that stuff. That's what y'all call it these days. The young people call it a dad bod. That's clearly what he has. But he looked like he was drunk and high. Y'all know I don't really care for him.
You can do it. You can be whoever you want. You can be eating mango too with the ocean as your backyard. I ain't special. I just want it. I want it bad. You feel me? I'm not going to allow myself to not have mango. So I hustle hard. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm never doing my way. No, baby.
What was he thinking? Didn't he look like he had just sniffed coke to you all? I don't know what he was doing. He wake up with other stuff on his face. Male babes, nasty butt. This song sounds good. Cop out of Ohio put note on black officers. We niggas. I reported on that yesterday, beloveds. Okay? I talked about that yesterday. He is so sick and says, yes, he absolutely is. He needs to have several seats. Y'all, this is the leader of the moment. Not sure what leader of the movement. Not sure what movement. Let me say something, honey. He's not the leader of anything besides foolishness. Okay? That's it. Yeah, he's a deceiver. Absolutely. Okay? Anyway, so let's talk about these roaches. Let's talk about it. Okay, so here's the thing. Hold on, let me find my place. He said he hustles hard. Now, here's what he said. I want y'all to listen to this so y'all can be motivated, encouraged, and inspired, all right? He says, one day when I was growing up, I woke up and there was 15 roaches on my face. At that moment, I said, hell no. I refuse to live like this. Work hard, believe in your crazy dreams, and never settle. And that's clearly what we all need to do, people. If you ever find yourself lying in bed with multiple roaches crawling on your face, get up, dust yourself off, and do you. Hold on. He said, hell no. Hold on. Oh my goodness, baby doll said, he said, hell no. Steal from people, do dirty things, okay? Oh, please. 15 roaches, how big? Oh, they said it was cockroaches. That's what they said, cockroaches. But here's the thing. I don't believe Diddy. First of all, if you had 15 roaches on your face, how did you know it was 15? Did they all sit still for you to count them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What? I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know what he was thinking, but I don't believe that story. I think he's trying to make us feel like, see, this is what I want y'all to think. Subliminal and nasty. Diddy clearly on that video, seriously, he looked like he had just got through pussy popping on a handstand and smoking weed and sniffing coke and drinking liquor. I'm just saying. Make it all make sense, Diddy. Leo said his face is a mile long. Queen, no, you did not Sesame Street. No, you did not do the Sesame Street counting, okay? Is Diddy still sleeping? Hold on. With men, especially old Clive Davis. Honey, I don't know who that man is sleeping with. All right. His father was a big-time drug dealer working for Bumpy Johnson. Is that true? At the end of the day, I'm going to tell y'all like this. I don't believe that roach story because I'm going to tell y'all something that I happen to see a trend of. Pay attention, honey. These rich black celebrities, they always want to come out here talking about roaches. Do y'all remember that Oprah, and I reported this story when I was talking about how she tries to go in on black men and bring black men down, but she didn't have nothing to say about Harvey Weinstein. Do y'all remember that Oprah told that story? And it's in the biography, right? It's in the biography, the unauthorized biography, where her cousin said Oprah was telling people that she grew up in dirt and filth and had roaches, 2 cockroaches named Mindy and Mandy for her pets. Melissa and Mandy, yeah. Said she had 2 cockroaches named Melissa and Mandy for pets. Pet cockroaches, Oprah. Her cousin said she was lying. And she said she asked Oprah, why would you tell this lie? And she said, because people don't want to hear the truth. The truth is boring. And apparently it is. Because this lie Diddy told about 15 roaches being on his face. It's clearly hilarious. Okay? It's hilarious. I'm just saying. So maybe the truth is boring, honey. I don't know. I don't know. Diddy didn't grow up poor. He was middle class. All that messes lies. Yes. And you see, people like him, they love to try to tell these little sad sap stories so they can, be more relatable to us. And also, so it can look like they worked hard for the money. And, the Helmets crew does the same thing. The Helmets crew loves to try to act like they just worked so hard and slaved and all this to get what they got. In fact of the matter is, they got stolen wealth from the ancestors, from hundreds of years of free labor that our ancestors put in the work for. So when they come trying to talk about black people, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, well, here's the thing. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps first. Give back all the wealth y'all stole and start fresh, and let's see who gets ahead in the race then. That's what I would love to see them do. I would love to see them give back every dime that they stole. All of these corporations built off the backs of slavery, all of these centuries-old businesses that they had and companies and all that they got simply because they were allowed and afforded free labor for centuries. I'd like to see them give that all back and then start right at the finish, start right at the starting line with us and see who gets to the finish line first. That's what I'd like to see. What y'all think? Now, P. Diddy know he need to quit lying, talking about 15 roaches on his face. Honey, I'm going to go in on him because I don't like P. Diddy. Sean Honeycombs, I don't like him. He's a thief. He is a thief. He took all those artists' money and left them completely penniless and broke. And y'all know what he did to poor Christopher Williams, right? Humiliated that man. Pretty much buck broken, right? Just all so nefarious, honey. I don't have no respect for him. None whatsoever. And then, do y'all remember last year when he had that emergency call to America or whatever? And he was trying to say that he and his little friends, his little entourage, which was, and yes, I said entourage, him and his little friends, Fat Joe and them, talk about they the black media. I'm sorry, say what? Y'all remember that? Talk about they the black media. Say who? Is that what they thought they were about to do? Try to take over black media so they can spew the narrative of the wannabe supremacists? Because that's all he does. Pay attention. That's all he does. Hold on, let me see if I can find this video I want to show you all. I just thought about this, or I would have had it pulled up sooner. Hold on, I hope I can find this. Let's see here. Let's see here. I don't see it, but here's something else that might be interesting. Okay, here it is. Hold on. A race and privilege social experience. Now I'm going to show this. This isn't what I'm talking about, but this one should do. Let me see how long this is. It's like 7 minutes. I'm not going to show the whole thing. I'm going to have to fast forward this, people. Let's see what this is talking about. Now, I haven't seen this video, but it was a specific video I wanted to show you all. I can't find it, so let's see what this one's about. I mean, let's see if this one is similar, okay? I'm feeding the baby and still the hate, super daddy. Okay. Honeycombs. His father, Melvin, was a whole snitch and mother was a model in the 60s. Dude grew up in Mount Vernon. You know what, honey, I didn't believe those stories about them roaches. I surely didn't believe it.
Is having it.
Let me fast forward.
If you agree with this, you step forward. If you
Now, this is supposed to be an experiment, people, to show the, you know, the a difference about or show race and privilege. It's a social experience.
disagree,
Hold on.
Participants, I'm going to ask them a series of questions and they're going to step forward or backwards depending on how they identify with the statements.
if you agree with this, you step forward. If you disagree, you step back. In the last 1 week, I have seen an advertisement with a model of the same race as me. My boss is the same race as me. Agree, step forward. I have never been the only person of my race in the room. In the last month, you've tried to get food and the person spoke to you in a language you didn't understand. If this has happened to you, step back. In the last 1 month, your friends in conversation have used the words "you people" to you, meaning your whole race. Take a step back if this has happened to you.
Okay, that's enough of that. Now, the point is this. Basically, the video that I wanted to show you all, that one was okay, but the one I wanted to show y'all was, it was a white guy. He had a $100 bill. He had like 5 black teenagers and 5 white teenagers. Well, no, he had black and Hispanics, right? And then he had white people. So he was asking them a series of questions. And he said, every time, you know, you answer yes or you answer, hold on. Every time you answer no to a question, step forward. So he was asking them things like, have you ever had to worry about what you're going to eat the next day? Right? And most of the white, well, all of the white people said no. It was maybe one black person, one Hispanic who said no. And then he says, have you ever had to worry about how your phone bill was going to get paid? You know, have you ever, do you live in a household with both of your parents? Do you worry about how you're going to pay for college and all that stuff? Long story short, at the end of the race, because they were all starting at the same line, by the end of the race, the white people were already up front. And he did that to prove that white people already have a head start in life. So when they're sitting up and talking about y'all need to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, honey, black people have always pulled ourselves up by our bootstraps. We have always put ourselves up by our bootstraps. Because at the end of the day, all the nefarious things that they've done, I mean, genocide, slavery, Jim Crow, black codes, redlining, you name it, we are still here. Okay, we are still here. So clearly, we pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. Okay, at the end of the day, we are here through hard work and perseverance. They are here through lying, cheating, stealing, raping, and pillaging. I'm sorry. Say what now? I thought I heard a hating white supremacist say something. Okay, please miss me with it. I'm just saying the facts are the facts. Yes, we work hard. Now, all of our people aren't angels. We know we have some depraved little low-down, dirty black folk, but so does every other group and ethnicity, right? But here's the thing. You can never say, or they can never say that black people oppressed anyone, was racist collectively to anyone, discriminated collectively to anyone, committed genocide on anyone, lied, cheated, stole on collective races and ethnicities of people. They can't say that. Hid history and lied about it, tried to change it to fit our narrative and make it all about us. Didn't want people to talk about the nefarious things we did. They can't say any of those things about us. So, just remember, black people, when the white folk, the racist ones, when they say things about you, just remind them of those things. When you hear them talking about black people need to pull yourselves up by your bootstraps, just remind them of how the white people bombed. How they bombed Tulsa, Oklahoma. All right? Remind them how they destroyed a black haven of success. Remind them of Rosewood, Wilmington, the Detroit Race Massacre, Sweet Auburn District in Atlanta. Remind them of the Chicago race riots and all of that other nefariousness. Remind them that they were allowed to have Jim Crow for 150 years, where they lynched black people just for being black. And they still do it today via the race soldiers. Just remind them of that. And then when they say something about Black Lives Matter, the phrase Black Lives Matter being racist, tell them if they weren't racist and didn't have a whole team of wannabe white supremacy, we wouldn't have to ever say Black Lives Matter because everybody would just know that they did. But clearly, they don't know. Tell them that. So, with that all being said, John 10:10 says, steal, kill, and destroy. Absolutely, that's what the devil comes to do. And I want y'all to pay attention. For those of you who saw the movie that Mel Gibson produced, and by the way, Mel Gibson is absolutely, unequivocally, one of my favorite producers. You see, he's been blacklisted for things he said in Hollywood, right? That were clearly true. But anyway, I digress. But in the movie he made or produced, The Passion of the Christ, you did see who the devil was, right? Y'all saw who played the devil, huh? Right? Yeah. Absolutely accurate. And that is one of the reasons he's blackballed. Okay? So with that all being said, I want you all to make the best of this day. Time waits for no man, so let no man waste his time. Okay? Do something productive and constructive, never destructive. Tell someone something to inspire and motivate them today. And if you're a hater, please try to stop being one. See, at the end of the day, people hate because they fear. They fear that someone else or some other people have something that they can never have. That's what racist people do. Racist people hate black people because they fear or they know they can never have our melanin. They don't age like fine wine and all of that. They can't just lay out in the sun all day. That's why racist people be hating on us, for real, right? So make sure that you say something productive and constructive. Oh, and let me just tell y'all this quick story real quick. This happened to me last night. Let me just tell y'all this. So I was sitting at home last night, and so it dawned on me that I had to go and get me some water. Now, I know I tell y'all to stock up on your waters, and that's why I sat there and said, wait a minute, Queen, how did you run out of water? When you always telling people the lifelines to stock up on water and non-perishable items. Well, the reason the Queen ran out of water is because I gave out water to the neighborhood children. I gave them cases of water, cases and cases of water. And so I kept a couple of cases for myself, of course, but I drank them all. Because I drink a gallon of water a day, just so you know. But anyway, I digress. So I decided that I need to go to the gas station, right? Because the stores were closed. And I go in there, and I saw these two black men who were clearly drunk. Clearly. And they were more than drunk. They actually looked like they were alcoholics to me. So they were in the gas station, and the man behind the counter, I believe he was an Arab. He was clearly a foreigner. Okay, he was clearly a foreigner. I think he's an Arab. But this man has always been so nice to me. He's very nice when you go in there. But I want to tell y'all something. So these two black men were in there. Hold on, let me check my chat. The detourist says, great show, Queen. Thank you, beloved. Thank you for your kind words and your contribution. Peace, love, and blessings to you. So now, as I'm standing in line, and mind you, I'm in a hurry because it was about to rain and I don't want to get caught in it. So these two black men are in there. One of them is standing off to the side like he's about to get in line. I don't know what he's doing. The other one, he goes over to the side where the beers are. And he comes back. He has a Coke 45 in his hand, right? And he pays for the Coke 45. So the man behind the counter asked him, are you going to pay for that other one? And he said, which one? And the man said, the one in your pocket. And I looked, and just as sure, he had another can of beer in his pocket. It was a different brand. It wasn't a Coke 45, but nonetheless, right? He had a beer in his pocket. So the man said, you going to pay for that? He was like, what are you talking about? He was like, the beer in your pocket. So he starts laughing. He takes the beer out of his pocket, and then he hands it to the man behind the counter. And the man just asked him to leave. So the other man who was with him, which I didn't know they were together at first, but the other man, he walks up and he buys a pack of cigarettes or something. And then he asked the man to give him change for a 10, I think, and give him 2 5s. So the man told him, I don't have any 5s. And he told the man, you're a lie. You got a 5. I just saw it in your drawer. And the man said, I don't have any 5s, sir. I don't have 2 5s. He said, I don't have 2 5s. So he's like, yes, you do. You got 2 5s. Give me 2 5s. And he's going on and back and forth with the man. So I'm thinking, like, dude, why are you sitting up here arguing with this man? Even if he has 2 5s, even if you saw it in the drawer, he told you he doesn't have it. So apparently he's not going to give it to you. So just leave. That's all I'm thinking. Because I'm getting annoyed because I'm ready to pay for my water so I can get back home before it starts pouring down rain. So he sits there and commits to going back and forth with the man, right? Then he starts walking away, and then he's still yelling to the top of his lungs. So the man happens to look over to the other side and sees that the guy with the Coke 45 is over there stealing. So the man says, hold on. He said, take that out of your pocket. Come here, let me see what you got in your pocket. And the man said, what you talking about? He said, take that out of your pocket. Let me see what you got. So then the man pulls another beer out of his pocket. Because remember, the first beer he tried to steal, he gave it to the man behind the counter because the man saw it in his pocket. But he tried to steal a whole nother beer, and the man told him, take it out. Give me what's in your pocket. So he gives the beer to the man, right? And then the other one's still sitting there trying to go back and forth. And the man who stole the beer, now he's trying to go back and forth. I'm like, dude, just get out. Just leave. Like, you better be glad he didn't call the police on your stupid self. Just go. So they went ahead and left. And Queen, I sent you an email morning. Okay, thank you, beloved. I wrote that down. I saw it earlier when you said that. Thank you. Someone just paid for this beer. At the end of the day, yes. But why are you trying to steal? But here's the thing. One was being a distraction. Yes, that's what I didn't realize at first. When he was going in on the man, oh, you got 2 5s. I saw him in your drawer. And he was getting so angry and upset and loud. I'm thinking, dude, you this mad because he said he don't have 2 But that was a ruse. That was a whole ruse. Y'all remember on the movie about Malcolm X, when the man said, get your hands out my pocket. And that was the distraction. So everybody would turn and look at him while they shot and killed Malcolm. That's what that reminded me of. I just wanted to tell y'all that because at the end of the day, when you see your own black people being disrespectful and doing stupid stuff like that, it's really embarrassing. So now I know how Monique felt when she saw the women at the airport, you know, with their pajamas and slippers and bonnets on. Even though it's not you and you have nothing to do with it clearly, it makes you a little embarrassed. And here's the thing. The man behind the counter who was clearly an Arab or of some, you know, foreign descent or whatever, he fussed at him and just told him, just leave. But he did not call the police on them. And I applaud him for that because I want y'all to remember something. George Floyd, who is now dead, who went in a store and was accused of having a fake $20 bill, but even though we found out later it was real. But it was an Arab who called the police on him that led to his death. So I wanted those Negroes to understand and realize, be glad that this man isn't calling the police on you because it could turn out real bad. Okay? That's all I'm saying. It could have turned out real bad. All because you're trying to be stupid and nigger and want to steal some beer out of his store. D. Dawkins says, if she feel bad about bonnets, I know she feel horrible about the homeless people. Well, I'm sure she does, and you're trying to be a smart ass, but at the end of the day, y'all need to quit wearing bonnets outside because you look ratchet, ghetto, and stupid, okay? Please. Yes, she feels sad about homeless people. Who doesn't if they have compassion? Don't try to justify foolery, all right? See, that dude that calls Shakur ratchet, he should be calling the ratchets people who go outside with bonnets and pajamas on. First of all, they didn't bathe, so that is ratchet. If you're outside at the grocery store with your pajamas that you slept in on and a bonnet, or you at the airport with that on, you didn't take a shower. Because ain't nobody going to make me believe that you got up in the morning, took a shower or a bath, and put on what you slept in. And a bonnet. Miss me with it. It's ratchet. So you trying to be smart, trying to throw shade at Monique, honey. It's always somebody. That's another thing. Black people, please stop justifying other black people's niggerance. Please stop doing that. Because you don't see other people of other races and ethnicities walking outside with pajamas, slippers, and bonnets on their head. That's what you don't see. And then y'all want to sit up here and let me just say this real quick, and then I'm going to go. Some of y'all out here who wear these pajamas and bonnets on your head want somebody to address you as queen. You're not no queen, honey. Queens carry themselves with dignity, style, poise, and grace. They respect themselves. And so they're given respect. If you don't respect yourself, ain't nobody else gonna respect you. You think I'm gonna be respectful to somebody who walking around with a bonnet and pajamas on? What? For what? You don't even respect yourself. It is what it is. Whoever's mad, be mad and stay mad. I don't care. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I'm not here to sugarcoat. I'm not here to pander. I'm not here to say what you want to hear. I'm going to say what it is and what I feel. And if you're outside wearing bonnets and pajamas, you didn't bathe, so you don't respect yourself, so neither will I. That's just facts. Okay? So, with that all being said, if you want to be called a king or a queen, then make sure that you carry yourself as such, okay? Because every time I leave the house, I don't care where I'm going. If I'm just making a quick run to the gas station, honey, the queen is looking presentable. Because for one, you never know who you're going to meet. And like my grandmother taught me, you only get one time to make a first impression. All right? With that all being said, Damo J said, straight facts, queen. Thank you, beloved. Renee said, loving the truth. Thank you, beloved. Jeff ATL said, get them, queen. And then we nigga says, their ugliness shows in other ways. Okay, I'm just saying, don't be hating on Monique because she want people to do better. We should all want our people to do better collectively. See, that's what's wrong. We have too many of our own people condoning buffoonery. We have too many of our own people doing that, and it's not cute, and it's not getting us anywhere. And how do you expect other races and ethnicities of people to respect us if we don't even respect ourselves? Okay? Police. So Baruch said, true that, princess. Thank you, beloved. Yvette says, truth, queen. So I'm just saying, honey, we all have to look out for one another, encourage one another, as I said, inspire and motivate, not justify BS. Stop justifying BS, people. Stop justifying BS. And let me tell y'all something, then I'm going to let this go. For those that want to condone other Black people's BS, that's because they do the same BS. They do the same BS, okay? They do the same thing. And so you're going to point out, if she worried about bonnets, I know she worried about the homeless. Trying to be smart. Are you worried about the homeless? Beloved, are you worried about the homeless? So you think it's kosher and cool for everybody to just go outside, you know, with their bonnets on and all that? Shower caps. I'm just saying, what's next? I told y'all, I saw a woman at the grocery store with a bathrobe on. Looked like she had, now she at least did take a shower, it looked like. She had on a bathrobe, a bonnet, and some slippers. Plenty ghetto. Who does that? Anyway, I digress. Rebel said, low-class people do not take constructive criticism. No, they don't. No, they don't. Okay? People deflect when it hits home for them. Absolutely. Let me tell y'all one thing about me. The reason I always tell my moderators not to be putting people out the chat, not to block people because they just disagree with me, but if they're being disrespectful or racist or whatever, put them out then. But if they just disagree, I don't have a problem with people disagreeing because we are adults. We can agree to disagree. But some people don't want to hear the truth. And some people will call you a hater just for correcting them or saying something being critical of them. Right? Like you tell somebody, oh, you shouldn't go outside that bonnet. Oh, you just hate. Why is anybody hating on you for wearing a damn bonnet? What? I'm just saying. Some people want you to be yes men and women. They want you to say yes to everything they do and say. They want you to go along with every narrative they push. I'm not doing it. I'm not a go along, get along type person. I'm going to tell the truth. Whether it's my people or other people. At the end of the day, the truth will be told. I'm just saying. Okay? Gotta have standards, says Cole. Absolutely. Like, let me tell you something. Suppose you go outside in your pajamas and bonnet and slippers, and you come across a nice looking man that you want to talk to or you would like to give the time of day. And he might look at you and then be like, you know what I'm saying? You might look good in your bonnet and slippers. You might look okay. But at the end of the day, what you think the man's really going to be thinking about you other than you ratchet? This is how you came out the house? You didn't even take a bath? Did you even wash your face? I mean, hey, it just is what it is. Be able to take constructive criticism, because I'm going to tell y'all like this. Constructive criticism only serves to make you better if you heed it. Now, some people say things critical of you just because they're haters. I'm not talking about them. But some people tell you things critical of you to make you better. Monique, how is her telling them they shouldn't be outside with bonnets and slippers and pajamas on? How is that hurting them again? I'll wait. Because if they listen to what she said, it would make sense. So they can make it make sense, right? And then they could do better. That's all I'm saying. They are starting to have their young daughters wear bonnets in public. Oh, yes, teaching kids to be ratchet is not the way to go, Black women. It is not the way to go. And I had done a video on my other channel before it was terminated where I showed y'all this young mother who was clearly a stripper. And there's nothing wrong with being a stripper if that's what you choose to do. But my thing is this. She was teaching her little 2 or 3 year old daughter to swing on a pole. What now? I mean, if you're a stripper, that's okay. But why would you want your daughter to be a stripper? You should want your daughter to do better than you did, right? But she's teaching a 2 and 3 year old to be ratchet. Like, really? My thing is, why aren't you teaching her alphabet, teaching her multiplication tables, teaching her to read? I mean, that's just crazy. I learned to read when I was 3 or 4 years old. Could read whole books, like little nursery rhyme books, you know, little fairy tale books. But at the end of the day, I could read. Okay? We need to go back to what our parents and grandparents taught us when you're raising your children. I was taught to say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, and yes, sir, and no, sir. Thank you, and please, and may I. These kids today have no respect, and you have to ask yourself who's raising them. I'll tell you who. I'm glad you asked. It's the women outside with the pajamas and the slippers and the bonnets on. Okay? Just saying. I'm just saying, that's who's raising some of these kids. So, Baruch says this is real. Thank you, beloved. Hold on, I'm trying to read some of these comments. Chat's going kind of fast here. Brown Jam says, Queen made it for my wake-up call. Been a minute. Thank you, beloved, for tuning in. Claudette says, exactly, Queen. JP says, true, Grandma. Absolutely. My grandmama taught me better, honey. The Fox's Den says, this bonding situation is so sad. It hurts my heart. Right. Okay. You know what, though? Exactly, Queen. My grandmother said, always leave the house presentable. You never know who you might meet, said Charlotte. That's what my grandmother taught me. That's what my grandmother taught me. Absolutely. And I'm going to tell y'all something else. Now I want y'all to listen good, ladies. I want y'all to listen good. You know, Kevin Samuels be talking about, you know, how black women want money and they just go after men for their money and this, that, and the third or whatever. They don't want to bring that to the table. And that's true. Some black women do. But here's something that my mother taught me when I was 16 years old, and I never forgot it. My mother told me, if you ever have a man that you care about and he does things for you and looks out for you and takes care of you, if there ever should come a time when he needs you to help him, you should make sure you help him. So for those who think that a man is supposed to do everything and you do nothing but lay up there for sex and the man's supposed to pay all the bills and do this, that, and the third, you need to check yourself. Because love, last I checked, is a two-way street. It should be 50-50, okay, to make a whole. One person should not be held accountable for doing everything while the other person does nothing. Nobody's entitled to anything. That's all I'm saying. Now, you may have a man that pays all the bills, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If that's what he chooses to do. But at the end of the day, if something happens to where he can't do that, you should be able to be ride or die and do what he needs you to do. That's called teamwork. And as we know, teamwork makes the dream work. Okay? See, my man is never going to be caught lacking. Because if he can't do, I'm going to have his back. So with that all being said, that's just a word to the wise. Never think that someone owes you anything and that they are responsible for solely taking care of you, because we're all adults. And at the end of the day, we should always be prepared to take care of ourselves. And we should always be prepared to help our mates in the event that anything can happen. You never know what'll happen. I have a friend right now. Habaristra says, what about men going outside wearing overalls? Thank you for your insight to the topic and your contribution, beloveds. I mean, overalls is for outside, so there's a difference. I mean, just because they ugly and we don't like how they look and they look country, hey, at least they're made for outside, not to sleep in. It's a difference, a big difference. House shoes are called house shoes for a reason, okay? So anyway, with that all being said, people, it's always best to give the person that you're in a relationship with the same respect, love, admiration, loyalty, and all of that they give you. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Because I have a friend right now who does very well for himself, and his wife works, but he pays all the bills. But now he's sick. He's very sick because he got that. Well, y'all know what he got. I can't say it. But y'all know what he got. So now he's very sick. So his wife now has to take on taking care of him and paying all the bills. Now, I said all that because some people, when they're with somebody who gets sick or goes through something, they'll just up and leave and move on to the next. That's what some people absolutely do. And those are the people that are just in it for what they can get out of it. Those are the people who don't want to bring anything to your table except their appetites and a fork. So make sure the person at your table is not just willing to sit and eat with you, but is also, if need be, willing to feed you. Okay? Now, with that all being said, I love you all. Enjoy the rest of this day, and I hope to see you all right back in the chat at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for your daily vitamins.